How is it going? Finally, we're going to be doing the ballistics gel block test for 9mm today. So here's what we got. This is a ballistics gel block from Ballistic Dummy Labs, and I've got a t-shirt and a layer of denim fabric that we're going to be laying over the front of that, basically just to simulate clothing and make sure that our hollow points are going to act as they should and not get gummed up and not open. So that is why that is there. So now let's get to what we are testing. All right, so from left to right, we have FortScott munitions, 115 grain, the tumble upon impact. Next we have the 95 grain Extreme Defender from Underwood ammo. Third up is the Hornady Critical Defense, 115 grain. Next up on the fourth is Barnes VOR TX, 115 grain. And finally, last is a 60 grain NOVX Defender round. It's a polymer bullet, so I'm very curious to see how that performs as well. So we got our gel block. This is the official FBI ballistics gel block from Ballistic Dummy Labs. We've got a jug of water bottles behind, so hopefully we can catch these rounds and we will see how it goes. Alright, so let's get our fabric covered up here. Got our t-shirt, and then we've got our denim layer. Alright, so today we'll be shooting with the IWI Masada Slim. You've seen this in recent videos. This is a great carry gun, so this is what we're going to be testing with today. So we see our little wound channel there. Let's see if we caught this. It looks like we probably did. We do have some water pooling up, so I'm going to see if I can find this bullet. So here is the FortScott tumble upon impact bullet. So as you can see, it held its shape, and based on looking at the wound channel, it definitely looks like it's did some little tumbles there, but so far so good. The water bottles caught it, so looks like we didn't have too much over penetration. I was a little concerned that we were going to be shooting right out of the back of this, but so far so good. All right, next up is the Underwood Extreme Defender. Saw quite a bit more water there. So let's see, here's our wound channel. Looks like it came in down low, and looks like it, and that's got a very similar channel than the tumble upon impact. And then it looks like it started to come up. So I will go through and see if we can find this bullet. Doesn't look like any of these are broken, so it should be in here somewhere. So here is our bullet. I don't even know. Okay, so here's our little entrance wound right there. All right, there is our Extreme Defender. Also kept its shape. Pretty cool. All right, so next we're gonna test the Hornady Critical Defense. That is a hollow point, so that one we will see if it opens up going through the clothing, and we'll see what kind of wound channel we can get. That one, let's see, we'll come to the other side so we can see better. That one went through right here, and it came straight down, and there is our bullet right there. So I am going to I'm gonna dig that out of there at the end, but if you can't tell, it did open up a little bit. But yeah, we'll pull that out at the end and get a pretty good indicator, but it did go straight through. There's a little bit of opening right there. You can see where it probably started opening. But once we pull that out, we'll get a better indicator of how that performed. All right, next up is the Barnes VOR TX 115 grain. Let's get our fabric back on here. So that one we shot right here on the corner. I'm very surprised that it stayed in there. So that looked like it opened up, came back up, and it is opened up and backwards. So that is pretty neat. That would do a pretty devastating thing to whatever it hits. All right, so last but not least, we're gonna test the NOVX Defender. So looks like we did hit that top corner. It looks like it came out, went in here and out here. I'm not sure that we're gonna find that. So I'm gonna shoot another one of those. So that was a good hit. Let's see, I believe that one was entered right here. Nope, that's the, nope, that would be it, yep. And it looks like, well, it definitely looks like it went through. All right, give me a second, I'll see if I can find this. Okay, so here is that. And that held up just like our Extreme Defender did. Kept its shape, which I was actually kind of surprised with it being a polymer. So it does look like it went in right here. Looks like we've got some twists. Or no, I'm sorry, that was the Hornady. So what happened is we went down here. Okay, so that right there. All right, so came in right here. You can see the twist where it started going. Then it made a little spot right under there where that Hornady run actually fell down through, and then we came out right here. And then we caught it in the water bottles. So the slow-mo will give us a better indication of these, but overall, my initial thoughts is the FortScott and the Underwood definitely put the biggest cavities in there. So those were the two center ones. If you're looking for something that's not going to over penetrate, then we still have this Barnes VOR TX right here, and then the Hornady Critical Defense that's about maybe 2 inches further down the road. So now that these are in there, I'm going to go ahead and dig those out, and then we'll take a look at those. All right, so after looking at these bullets, my impression is that I wouldn't want either of these entering my persons. So let's take a closer look though. So the three that did not change their shape, which we expected, was the FortScott Tumble Upon Impact, the Underwood Extreme Defender, which this is a Lehigh Defense bullet loaded by Underwood ammo. So that is a Lehigh Defense Extreme Defender loaded by Underwood ammo. And then we have our NOVX polymer Defender round as well. Right here we have our Hornady Critical Defense. So as you can see, it definitely opened up quite a bit. Pedals are basically folded all the way back. And then this one just looks gnarly. That is the Barnes VOR TX. So that opened up all the way and actually was backwards in there. So that would do quite a bit of damage. So there you have it. I'll take a slow-mo peek at these and add any additional comments I have in the video. I hope you guys like this. This is very informative for me. I think it's important to see what your ammo does in your carry guns. That's why I wanted to test with the IWI Masada Slim today. So overall, I was very impressed. I think the Underwood Extreme Defender and the FortScott munitions probably put the biggest wound cavities. The Barnes VOR TX definitely opened up quite well and flipped around. That was very good. Let's see, flip this around. Then on this side, down here, we have our NOVX Defender. So that, I mean, that really put a very similar wound cavity to the Extreme Defender. And then up here you have the Hornady Critical Defense. So it looks like that one opened up, just not quite as big as that VOR TX. But it did stop in there, so no over penetrating. My biggest worry with the hollow points was that they were going to get gummed up, but as you can see right here, nothing had any issues going through that. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 holes because we had to shoot the NOVX twice because it came out the side of our block. But overall, I really enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys have any others that you'd like to see. I do have another block that I'd like to test out some rifle rounds as well, but I probably will need something else to be able to catch those rounds. So let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions there. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and we will see you on the next one. Today I'm going to be shooting a 55 grain FMJ out of my IWI VOR X95 16-inch barrel. We're going to be shooting it through a gel block, see what the little standard 55 grain FMJ does. Alright, so what I can see is that we have a piece of bullet in the table. So there is a piece of a jacket. I believe that is new. Oh, I'm not quite sure where this went in, but it looks like we do have something coming out the top. Ooh, we do have some smashed up cases back here. So I don't think we're gonna find this, but give me a second and we'll see if we have anything surfaced to the bottom of this case. Alright, we were not able to find it, but I will get a better indication of what this did. Actually, here is another piece of bullet right there. So actually, looks like what this might have done is enter here. We've got actually bullet fragments everywhere. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that at first. Okay, so that is quite interesting. Let's see if we can get a better view of these. There's another piece in the table right there. Yeah, so all of that, oh, there's something. Let's see if we can dig this guy out. There's another piece. And this right here is lead. So what we're seeing is tons of pieces of lead inside this block. So 55 grain FMJ enters and explodes. Very interesting. I thought it would go straight through. We shot through a t-shirt layer and a layer of denim, you know, just to simulate clothing. So, results: 55 grain FMJ goes in, blows up.